The average person today exists in a state of near constant consumption. From the moment we wake up to the time we fall asleep, we are bombarded with information, entertainment, and advertisements. Smartphones, laptops, and televisions serve as portals to endless streams of content. This constant influx can be overwhelming, leaving us feeling mentally drained and unfulfilled. We rarely stop to question its impact on our lives. We readily accept the role of the passive consumer. This passive consumption hinders our ability to think critically and contribute meaningfully. It is crucial to recognize the difference between passive consumption and active engagement. Passive consumption involves mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds or binge-watching TV shows. Active engagement involves seeking out information with a purpose and applying knowledge to real-world situations. Breaking free from the cycle of constant consumption requires conscious effort. We must develop an awareness of our consumption habits and make a deliberate choice to engage with the world in a more active and meaningful way. The future belongs to creators. In a world shaped by technology and automation, creators and innovators will be in high demand. Passive consumption won't prepare us for this future. Creation develops critical thinking and problem-solving skills. It fosters agency and purpose. We become active participants in shaping our world. This shift is essential for personal and societal progress. Relying solely on content consumption without actively engaging in learning can harm our cognitive abilities. We fail to develop critical thinking skills. This makes us susceptible to misinformation. Passive consumption reduces our attention spans. Devices train our brains to crave instant gratification. This impacts our performance and well-being. We must prioritize active learning, seek reliable sources, and apply knowledge. Our digital lives are mediated by powerful tech companies controlling the platforms we use. These platforms provide value, but create a power imbalance. We are at the mercy of algorithms designed to maximize profit. Platform shifts can disrupt our digital lives. Our access to information and online identities can be erased. This highlights the risks of relying on digital platforms. Dependence on a few platforms leaves us vulnerable. Diversifying our sources and cultivating offline connections can help. The illusion of control is powerful. By diversifying our digital diets, we can reclaim control. A society solely focused on consumption is inherently unsustainable. When the majority of individuals are primarily focused on consuming goods and services, it creates a system heavily reliant on external factors for stability. This dependence on external forces, such as global supply chains, resource availability, and the whims of corporations, makes the system vulnerable to disruption and collapse. Furthermore, a consumerist society often prioritizes short-term gratification over long-term well-being. The constant pursuit of the next purchase, the latest gadget, or the most fashionable trends can lead to a cycle of debt, dissatisfaction, and environmental degradation. Breaking free from the grip of consumerism requires a fundamental shift in values. We must move away from defining ourselves by what we own and instead embrace the values of creativity, community, and sustainability. This involves prioritizing experiences over possessions, investing in local economies, and supporting businesses that align with our values. A society that values creation, innovation, and sustainability is far more resilient and adaptable to change. By shifting our focus from consumption to contribution, we can create a more equitable, fulfilling, and sustainable future for generations to come. Consuming content should not be an end in itself, but rather a springboard for further learning and creation. When we approach content with an active mindset, we can extract valuable insights, develop new perspectives, and identify opportunities to apply our knowledge in practical ways. Building upon existing content involves critical analysis, synthesis of information from multiple sources, and the ability to connect seemingly disparate ideas. It's about taking the raw materials provided by others and using them to construct our own unique understanding of the world. This process of building upon content is essential for intellectual growth and innovation. It allows us to move beyond the limitations of existing knowledge and push the boundaries of human understanding. By engaging in this process, we become active participants in the ongoing conversation of ideas, contributing our own unique perspectives and insights. The knowledge we gain from consuming content becomes truly powerful when we use it to create, innovate, and solve problems. By embracing this approach, we transform ourselves from passive consumers into active contributors, shaping the world around us with our ideas and actions. Just as diversifying our investments is crucial for financial security, diversifying our sources of information and our skill sets is essential for navigating the complexities of the digital age. Relying solely on a single platform or a narrow range of skills leaves us vulnerable to disruption, manipulation, and economic instability. Diversifying our information sources involves seeking out perspectives from a variety of outlets, including independent media, academic journals, and diverse voices within our communities. This helps us break free from echo chambers, challenge our own biases, and develop a more nuanced understanding of the world. Similarly, cultivating a diverse set of skills, both digital and analog, makes us more adaptable to change and less reliant on any single employer or industry. This might involve learning to code, mastering a craft, developing strong communication skills, or pursuing creative pursuits. Diversification is not about spreading ourselves thin, but rather about building a resilient foundation for our lives. By embracing a growth mindset and continuously expanding our knowledge and skills, we become more adaptable, resilient, and capable of navigating the uncertainties of the future. The goal is not to completely abstain from content consumption, but rather to find a healthy balance between consuming and creating. We can use content as a source of inspiration, knowledge, and motivation for our own creative endeavors. This might involve setting aside dedicated time for both consumption and creation, being mindful of our consumption habits, and actively seeking out content that aligns with our values and goals. It's about recognizing that content can be a valuable tool for growth and creativity when consumed with intention and purpose. Finding this balance is an ongoing process that requires self-awareness, discipline, and a willingness to experiment. What works for one person may not work for another, so it's essential to find a rhythm that supports our individual needs and aspirations. By embracing our roles as both consumers and creators, we can cultivate a more fulfilling, meaningful, and impactful life in the digital age. We can use the abundance of information and tools at our disposal to learn, grow, connect, and contribute to a better future.